Sir, thank you, sir. The National Textile Undertaking Laws Amendment and Validation Bill 2014. First of all, I congratulate and thank Honorable Minister, because in 2011 the Supreme Court has issued an order for the NTC to hand over 2.5 acre of a land, which is a prime land, to Seth Hirachand Charitable Trust, while dismissing the argument that PSU was protected from rent law and it is a government agent. The NTC mill was tenant of the trust. The mill in Amritsar also has been hit by the similar ruling. But till then, from that date to this date, nothing was done. But Shri Narendra Modi ji led government under the guidance of Shri Narendra Modi ji, Santosh Kumar Gangwar ji, he took a dynamic decision. Land mafia ke, real estate mafia ke तैयार आते हुए, he would have compromised. If the ordinance was not brought, probably this prime land, according to the one of the assessment, this land in the Mumbai itself, 4 mills which have been closed, and the order is issued by the Supreme Court.
Honorable members to listen to speech, because otherwise I am listening your speech, not speech. That is the problem. That is why I am requesting you, please, to be order in the house. Not the place. If you are allowing like that, then afterwards we cannot run the house. It may become a customary. You are speaking that side, this side, go on. Everybody is speaking, but how can he speak now? Please, I am requesting you, please, be order.
The 4 companies, 4 mills which have been closed, if that itself, that land itself in Mumbai, that amounts to around 555 crores. If the intention of the government is not good, or it is something else, they could have not brought the ordinance, and now bill also, the legislation also. By this itself, the intention of the government is very clear, and the textile bill brought is now, since the government and NTC having a plan to revive the Sikh industry, which was sanctioned and approved by the BIFR, and according to the BIFR sanctions and recommendation, the lot of money, that is to public money, has been invested in these lands. That's why it was very much necessary to amend this, to bring this legislation to avoid the handing over of the land, by which those mills and the workers, the mill would have been closed and worker would have permanently lost their jobs. That's why I appreciate the concern of the government, and now the question is of why to support so much National Textile, this NTC. See, if you can, the textile industry, which is the second largest employment provider in the country, contributes around 4% of the GDP, 14% of the industrial production, 17% of the export earning. India's textile industry has transferred from declining sector to rapidly developing in recent years. And India's cotton, farms, fiber and textile industry provide employment for 45 million, that is 4.5 crore people in India, which is one of the biggest in India. The textile sector is second largest employment, as earlier said. The government has set the target of creating 1 crore employment in 12th 5-year plan, that is 2012 to 17. During 13 and 14 countries, textile exports stood at $34 billion, 38 billion US dollars. For the current fiscal year, Ministry has set a target, ambitious target of 50 billion US dollar. To achieve all these things, there is a need to support this. And I am so happy from all sections it is being supported. And about the industry, the textile industry, it is said, one of the studies by the Wazir Advisor and PCI Xyleless and Polyester, a consulting company in textiles, expert consulting company in the textile, it said, if Indian textile industry takes the right step to get the adequate policy support, right steps and gets the adequate policy support from the government, it could cross the turnover of 500 billion of US dollars by 2025, its present size of 108 billion US dollars. This will also catalyze another 3.5 crore jobs, and that is with an investment of 200 billion US dollars. This was the study report which was set up by the previous government to study all these things, and that expert committee has given such a report that a policy, the government policy, and government has to support textile industry. That's why, sir, now I have, with having said that and supporting fully this bill and appreciating the concern of Honorable Prime Minister and the Textile Minister, I have some suggestions to the Minister. One is due to the weak demand of the global market, mainly in the US and Europe. Textile exporters are making the effort to increase their presence in emerging markets like Latin America, Africa and Japan. The US and Europe together account for 65% of the India's textile exports. Due to many textile industry on the edge of shutting down, hence I would urge the Honorable Minister to consider a few points. Number one, establishment of fashion hubs all over India. They attract all domestic and international professionals from the field of the fashion design, buying houses, business representative on a single platform to facilitate the business with India. Interact and exchange the ideas from all fields of design through seminars, exhibition, fashion weeks, workshop, interactive session, etc. And basically in this we need to a research. We are lacking in India, if at all we are lacking. We grow such a beautiful cotton in this country. Color cotton is grown. Even in my own constituency, Dharwad, Agricultural University of Dharwad developed a color cotton. Seed has been developed. And country farmers are doing so much. We need to expedite and we need to support the research activity in this. So that's why I established a research and development center to project the explore Indian capacities in design technology and standards. And one more important suggestion, establish the new skill development centers. As it is, Pradhan Mantri ji ka ek mahatvakanshi yojana hai skill development ka, and he has shown lot of interest in that, and he is encouraging and with all enthusiasm for the skill development in the country. That's why realizing the potential of the textile garment in the industry in creating the large-scale employment of the unemployed youth, especially women and the skill development in the women folk has to be encouraged. And sir, after developing or establishing the skill centers, industry and institution linkages should be established. Now what is happening? One side we are establishing some skill development center and industry is not linked with that. Many a times whatever is taught in the institution, it is not practically, sometimes it will be obsolete. That's why linkage between the industry and the institution is necessary and it is in need of our also. Sir, single window clearance is needed because in many of the cases if a person wants to establish an industry, he has to move around so many departments. That's why center, as far as textile is concerned, government has to take a firm decision for a single window scheme, and it should advise all the state government for the single window clearances. And lastly, sir, safety and the health issues of the textile industry, because the textile industry considers a number of units engaging in spinning, weaving, dyeing, printing, finishing and number of other processes. That's why they have exposure to so many things, especially exposure to the cotton dust, exposure to the chemicals, exposure to the noise. Once if they are addicted or if they are used to hear that noise continuously, deafness will occur. That's why exposure to noise, all these problems are creating health hazardness. Sir, lastly, give me just 1 minute. The healthcare in the industry, healthcare among the workers has to be taken care. And sir, industry which is growing, going to be established while establishing a new industry where the cotton is grown, that has to be taken into consideration. For example, in Karnataka, in Raichur and other area in Hyderabad, Karnataka, and even in northern part of Mumbai, so-called Mumbai, Karnataka, lot of cotton is grown, but no industry is there. That's why I urge the textile minister to look into this. Whenever the industry is established, the growers, where it is grown more, that has to be kept in mind, because in Karnataka, the cotton grown is highest in the Southeast Asia. That's why, sir, the new industrial policy as far as the textile is concerned, it has to be immediately announced, and it should be seen that all the state government implements it. With these words, I support this bill. Once again, I congratulate Textile Minister and Honorable Prime Minister, because not having come in the mafia of the land grabbers and immediately coming out with this ordinance, and now coming with a bill which is being supported by the entire House. Thank you very much, sir.